All right, everyone, here we go. This is a super random, all signs unplanned, completely. I'm just here. I just felt like doing a reading today, mostly because of yesterday's Twin Flame Soulmate Journey reading. All right, we had that Eight of Swords with the DM side, and I haven't shuffled for a pre-shuffle yet. I just went ahead and hit the record button. Randomly at the bottom is a King of Cups with a King of Wands. You can see it there. It's just kind of showing the word, the King of Wands, showing out there too. Somebody here very, very reluctant to say how they feel, but boy, they want to. I'm going to shuffle for the pre-shuffle. I love it when stuff like that happens. That cracks me up. It's total accident. Anyway, this is all signs. It doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading. You know, the energies right now, we're just in that universe going a little batshit crazy. The energy around us is a little batshit crazy. And we talked about it in that Twin Flame Journey reading that I did the other day. You know, again, we're getting ready for Pluto retrograde, which I'm going to pull on probably on Sunday. All right. As I shuffle for the pre-shuffle, I'm going to tell you, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. But if the title brought you in here, whoops, here we go. But if the title brought you in here, you're here for a reason. I'm not used to doing the pre-shuffle in front of you. That's pretty wild. I usually give that spiel while the cards are already on the table. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. But I think this is a very important reading. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Okay, I wouldn't. So again, in that Twin Flame Journey reading, we saw that Eight of Swords. And came back. The Eight of Swords. Oh, I know this energy. I know why I'm here already. I mean, I do. And it's funny because I got kind of I woke up this morning. You know, weather is energy, right? I wrote a whole article about that. I used it as an example to explain core energy cycles and short energy cycles to you. Go check it out. But the weather today is giving me kind of like a pressure headache in my head. It's like 100% humidity here. It's weird. It's a weird day. We're just about to hit a heat wave. So it's like, it's strange. That's all I could say. And that's what's going on here. This energy, I can feel it already. I don't know what's here. You saw, just, you know. Eight Swords. From that Twin Flame Journey reading on that DM side, there's that Eight Swords. Look at her. Okay? Crossed by the High Priestess, the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, my King of Truth, okay, 9 Wands, yep, I'm right, I'm totally right here, 5 Swords, that's short-sightedness, and there's the energy I felt, there's the Death card, okay, and underneath this, I have no way, I'm not looking, I'm telling you there's a forward-moving card here, there has to be. If I'm wrong, then I'm going to embarrass myself here on video. And that's all right. I'll let you see it. I will let you see it. If the card underneath here is some kind of like 4 of Pentacles or something, I will let you see it. All right. It means I'm wrong. I'll revamp everything I'm saying. Knight of Cups. I knew it. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I know what this is. This Death card is giving me an energy of stop. Something has already ended. In other words, a cycle has already, we've been seeing the World card a lot in a lot of readings. That's a cycle changing. This is, it's literal. It's death. It's something's over, Steve, is what the universe is saying. Some kind of energy that was there is over. And what I've got here is I've got the Knight of Cups bookending the Eight of Swords. But in between that, I've got a lot of pressure. I've got someone who's been pushing shit back, staying up at night. Putting a wall around the truth of how they feel about their life, about you, about all of it, being short-sighted, right? What I've got here is a great example with this Death card, the Knight of, and these two look very similar too. Death card, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Swords, with all this pressure in between. What I've got here is what's called in diving, the bends. And that's kind of why I started to tell you I got a big pressure headache kind of thing. As I was shuffling for this, as I put these cards down, it started to hit. It hurts around the ears, the back of my neck, you know, that kind of thing. It's called the bends in diving. What it is for people that dive deep, right? Okay, you get nitrogen that builds up. when you do that. And if you come up too quickly, if you shoot to the surface too quickly, that nitrogen turns to bubbles in the bloodstream, and it gives you something called the bends. You gotta come up slowly, and sometimes if you're deep enough, you got to go into a decompression chamber. Well, the Eight of Swords is kind of like that. You got to come out of the Eight of Swords like you're a diver down deep, right? You got to come up nice and slow, or you get the bends. You get a little bit of the bends. So when you show up as the Knight of Cups, for example, you show up a little crooked, you show up a little bent, you show up a little frazzled, you might say the wrong thing, those kinds of things. This Knight is a trot. He's got time to think about what he's going to say, right? He gets it right. So what I've got here is an energy that I've got someone here. I've basically got an idiot diver here. I've got an idiot diver that's down deep who decides he wants to get something off the boat and shoot up to the surface and get something off the boat real quick. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. You get the bends. So what I've got here is I've got someone who's coming out of Eight Swords the wrong way a little bit, very quickly. All right, they're in that Eight Swords. They built up all this pressure here, and there's a dead stop. And all of a sudden, this is what I want to do. All of a sudden, the King of Swords truth is getting through. Wow. Okay, it's the bends. You got to be careful of that. You need to come out of that Eight of Swords slowly. You need to take it easy. We're going to clarify with the witches, which randomly at the bottom has Judgment. I did not set up this reading. You're watching the setup happen. It's just here. It's just I didn't even grab what I just decided right there we're going to use the witches and the Rider Waite. I'm shuffling. Let's go. That's what's happening there, and that's what the pre-shuffle just showed us. And it's really wild that the Eight of Swords came up, because I was just talking about that. I'm here in part because of that Twin Flame Journey reading I pulled the other day, which saw that Eight of Swords on the runner side, on the DM side, on the incoming energy side. Let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. It's going to be an interesting reading. So I felt that dead stop in the energy. It creates a pressure. It creates an issue for this person who's just, there's a moment here that's happening where somebody just comes to the surface a little too quickly with it. I don't know what it's going to do to them specifically, if it's going to make them stop or if it's going to make them come in and basically talk shit. I have no idea. But this should be interesting. All right, this first card out is Before the Cut. It's Why the Fuck Are We Here? So why the fuck are we here? Yeah, because they're coming up fast. Look at this. Listen, I can't make this shit up. I'm not bullshitting you here. I really read energy. Everything I've said has manifested on the table so far. I mean, why did I shuffle the pre-shuffle in front of you? I have no idea. I usually do it. It takes me forever, so I do it so I can focus on the intro of what I'm going to tell you. I don't know. 8 Wands. We're here because somebody's coming up from the depths too quick. This is fast energy, right? 8 of Wands. Fast forward movement. And we just got done talking about the bends. Some idiot who's diving deep who says, I'm going to run up to the boat and get something real quick, and shoots up to the surface. Nitrogen bubbles forming in their blood. Sometimes the symptoms of it don't happen for 24 hours either. You know, you could be just fine out to dinner with your girlfriend the night after, and then, you know, bam, all of a sudden at the table you keel over. It's like that. Coming up too fast, coming in hot. That Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, yeah. That Knight of Cups is coming in too fast. I said about the Knight of Cups, he's a trot. He got time to think about what they're going to say normally. You want to come out of that Eight of Swords slow, and they're not. Somebody here is snapping to the surface. What comes after the cut? What comes after the cut? Good Lord. What is it? Yeah. It's the Ace of Cups. Somebody coming too fast. Too fast, I think. I don't think they've processed everything that High Priestess pushed down. That wall they put around the King of Swords from the pre-shuffle. I don't think they processed it enough. That Death card is a headache. It's a stop. It's a dead stop in the energy. D-E-A-D. It's not the Death card. It's the Dead card. Right? It's a dead stop. Somebody coming to tell you how they feel. The cup is overflowing big time. So much so it's created a pond. All right? This is the bends right here. This is what happens in your blood. The nitrogen bubbles form in the blood. It's a pressure thing. It's wow. Okay. All right, let's shuffle the deck. This whole reading could be called The Bends. It's really weird. It's really weird. But it is. It's what's going on. And that doesn't surprise me. There's big release in May. I see it. I think it happens. And we already know the energy's moving fast anyway. Somebody was trying to fight the current with that Eight of Swords, and they let go. They were holding on to a rock, let's say, right? Trying to fight the current. And they slipped, or they just decided to let go. And what happens when you do that? You get swept away. Somebody getting swept away in emotions that they haven't processed enough to handle. Okay? Let's go. But if you're waiting on communication, so far, that's all I got here. All right? But we'll see. Let's pull a reading. Let's pull a reading. Let's do it, universe. Let's go. Wheel of Fortune is the overall energy of everything that's going to fall. Everything's changing fast. This wheel can't be stopped. It's a juggernaut. Once it starts turning, you can't stop it. It's fast, too, in this particular case. Yeah, it is. 10 cups. Somebody come, but this is fairyland. 10 cups. Look, those children in the park getting along, mommy and daddy getting along. I'll take you to the park sometime. We'll see if we see this. No, we don't. He's smacking her, she yelling back at him, mom yelling at them, dad saying, hey, come on, you're embarrassing us, right? That kind of thing. Come on. It's a whole lot of fairyland here. Somebody is coming in with this vision in their head a little bit. It's a pie in the sky sort of thing. They got a lot of explaining to do. They might try to glaze over the explaining. I don't know. But I've got an energy here. I can't predict what a 3D person's going to do. But I've got an energy here of that's coming towards you for sure. And this is what someone's picturing can happen. That's what they hope will happen. But they're moving too fast. They're coming to the surface from that Eight of Swords too quickly. They haven't processed everything that High Priest is pushing down the wall around the King of Swords. Like I said, our reading's on the flip. Let's see where we go. So far, everything is backing up my energy reading. I know this energy. Oh, wow. It's all here. It's like swirling. Don't be surprised if the video freezes. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how your person's behaving in the 3D. Right here's their soul. Right here's the hidden energy, message from the universe, red with the energy of your connection. And right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards at the end, and hey, this is an unplanned, super random reading. You bet your sweet asses, and I know they are. There's going to be a link for it extended in the description. Let's go. What's the energy around your connection? Yeah, they're coming. Look, guys, I can't make this stuff up. Okay, I can't. It's the 0 card in the Major Arcana. It's about to begin. We're about something's about to pop. There's a leap of faith. Someone's just coming in. And it is kind of this whole fool energy, right? This guy's a fucking idiot, right? What have I been talking about? I've been talking about an idiot, giving you the example. An idiot who's diving deep and thinks they need something off the boat. So they shoot to the surface. Meanwhile, the other divers they're with are like, what are you doing? Don't do that. You're going to get the bends. Didn't you watch Steve Love Tarot? Right? Well, that's it. It's sort of someone here who's just, has this to me feels like somebody, just look at the person, feels like somebody that would have this kind of vision in their head. Gumdrops, candy drops, right? Incense and peppermints, that old song ringing in my head from the 60s, from the hippie days. All right. Why didn't anybody ever make a show called Hippie Days? They made Happy Days about the 50s. Why didn't they make Hippie Days about the 60s? Why? Tell me. I want to know. Get on it. What the hell? You can have a Fonzie in the 60s, like a long-haired dude, smoking a doobie, whatever. I don't know. Right here. 3D energies. This is all communication, but it's too fast coming out of, it's the bends coming out of that Eight of Swords too fast. There's a lot of pressure here. There's a dead stop. How are they behaving in the 3D? Yeah, there he is. I Freudian slipped it when I talked about the Knight of Cups earlier. Knight of Wands. Why the fuck am I your second favorite energy reader? You see the shit that's happening here? Look, there's no card tricks. This is real time. This is the energy. I read the energy first, then I pull the cards. For fuck's sake. This is unreal. Yeah. They comment. I mean, it's the same energy. It's the same thing, except that he's coming with something to say. Blue is the throat chakra in the background. This is wicked. I got yellow here. I got yellow here. They're tied together. Forward movement, forward movement. But it's, again, everything I already said. They're coming out of that Eight of Swords too quickly. That Knight of Cups is a trot. He's got time to think about what they're going to do, process the feelings. I don't think they processed all of that pressure we saw in the pre-shuffle section, right? With the little pressure section I showed you. Soul energy, bookending the Fool. What is their soul right now? Yeah, the World. I drew an outfit on her. It's not as good as my wife's drawing on the other cards. I did it myself. I'll admit it. Okay, but it looks good. It's all right. It's kind of a fluffy thing, right? Something like that. Either way, we want to make sure we don't get 18 plus around here, right? With the new censors here on YouTube. The World. I talked about the World earlier too. I said we've been seeing it a lot. I talked about it when I was talking about the Death card up at the pre-shuffle. There it is. This is, again, it's the bends. It's showing me that all of a sudden the soul kicked on. It's in a new energy, and I'm going forward because this is what I want with the DF. This is what I ran from, this soulmate connection. This is what I could have had. This is just all somebody coming to get it. Wheel of Fortune, Fool, Knight of Wands, fast energy, Eight of Wands while we're here. Wheel of Fortune crossing the Eight of Wands, an Ace of Cups that's overflowing. The World, the most powerful card I could pull, bookending the Fool, which, by the way, when you get past, check this out. Check this out. You want symmetry? I showed you judgments at the bottom randomly of the witches, and when I chose the witches right in front of you for our pre-shuffle, for our clarifying deck. The World and the Fool here with this judgment energy tells me that we got past judgment. We got past judgment. We get to the World. This is a Fool on a new level. If you get to judgment and you don't get to the World, you get kicked back to the Fool on the same level you were on. Past mistakes are doomed to repeat. Past mistakes not learned are doomed to repeat. This tells me this Fool is on a different level. It cross-verifies the entire read. My entire read on the energy. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, this is the bends. This is everything I've already told you. It's just straight up. It's just getting backed up in the base energy here. What's the universe want to tell us? It's red with the Fool. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody feels like they want what you have. They want to be like you. There's a Pollyanna element here, and that can happen. That's the bends when you come out of the Eight of Swords too quick. Sometimes it's a bit of a Pollyanna kind of thing. Oh, everything. Lollipops, gumdrops, incense, and peppermints. Hippie days, right? It's right there. Everybody getting along. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I bet they even sit in the car nice together and don't yell at each other. Oh, I bet it's a lovely drive to the park too. See my voice getting all Pollyanna there? Right here, Nine of Pentacles. Somebody wants what you got. They want freedom. They see liberation in this. It just makes sense. But they haven't thought it out. They got the bends in the energy. Wait, don't go up to the boat. What are you doing? All right. I mean, it's better than what we usually get with them coming to talk to you. Okay? The energy that's coming in now, though, makes it look, it's a bit pie in the sky here for this. I don't know what the hell. It's just, I can't wait to clarify. What's the potential final outcome, red with the Knight of Wands? Yeah. Yeah. A stop energy. A hangman. It's about, this is, in combination, this is your energy of you get a new, on the perspective side of this card, you get a new perspective on this thing. But on your when this person shows up. So no matter what happens, you gain some perspective, which is nice. However, where your person's energy is attached to this is red with the Knight of Wands, and it should make sense with the Fool. And since these two are basically the same kind of thing as I was talking about, this is somebody here who has a complete new perspective. It backs up the World card here, saying that it's new energy. It's a Fool on a new level because they got past judgment. There's almost a lot of karma. It's like a lesson that they need to learn or something. I have no idea. We're going to clarify. I'm not quite sure how to phrase it. I do have an idea, but I'm not sure how to phrase it. But you catch my drift. They come rushing in, right? Or they're coming rushing in because they're coming out of this. There's a new perspective that they have on you. But that perspective is warped because of the bends, because they came out of the Eight of Swords too quickly, didn't process everything they pushed back properly. The Knight of Cups is rushed from the pre-shuffle, is kind of what I'm saying, because of a dead stop in the energy. All right? Let's grab the witches. There's our judgment. Keep your eye on that card. Why is the Fool here? All bets are off in this reading. All of these super randoms that I do that I just are unplanned and I just sit down. I was going to take today and chill, man. I ran through the zodiac and flew through those 12 readings for the month of May. And I did a couple of readings yesterday, and Is This You? And a soulmate journey reading. But I had to pull on this energy today because it reminded me of that Eight of Swords. And sure enough, we got the damn Eight of Swords as the top card in our pre-shuffle. It really is. But the universe wanted to tell us why. Why? Why is that Eight of Swords keeping me up at night? Why was it? I'm not in Eight Swords about anything. I don't get in Eight Swords about things. All right? I don't. Yeah. See this Wheel of Fortune? It's crossing the Fool. I mean, it's just the whole reading is just symmetry. I mean, this is again, it's the same thing I said about this. It's fast. Because this is a Wheel of Fortune, it ties to the Ten of Cups. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. All resistance is changing. All the Seven of Wands underneath it, all the resistance is going away. They're coming out of the Eight of Swords too fast. They didn't process everything they pushed down. They just want what you got. They want to liberate themselves. They feel an energy of liberation. It's almost a hippy-dippy type energy. I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy, and I joked about a TV show called Hippie Days, right? Imagine what that would be. Happy Days was about the 50s, right? Imagine what Hippie Days would be like, right? The late 60s kind of thing. Peace, love, and all that kind of shit. Free love. You know, it's a whole lot of this here. That's what happens. What's on top? Yeah, the Page of Swords. It's not thought out. It's ill thought out. All right, they show up like a page. All right, and there's an energy here of someone in this connection being disappointed in themselves. I'm assuming it's the incoming energy. But again, it's a disappointment type. It's a small type energy. It's not going to go the way they think it's going to go, right? Why is the Page of Swords here? Yeah, the Fool on top of the Fool. I'm right. It's all surrounding that. Yeah, somebody here is not thinking this through. There's the Fool again. Fool on top of the Fool. There's the Page of Swords. There's our Wheel of Fortune tied with this. I haven't seen this much symmetry because the overall energy, while it's crossing the Eight of Wands, the why the fuck are we here position, it really is important. This is important to the overall energy because this is your connection. All right, and again, you've got someone showing up thinking that they're some kind of knight, and they're not. And the reality is not this. These two are not getting along in the park. These two on the ride home, Dad got to pull over and say, "I'm going to knock your lights out if you two don't sit still and be quiet," right? But not in this card. In this card, it's a peaceful ride home, quiet. They all singing some kind of song and smiling, oakley dokley, you know, like that. It's not right. That's what happens when you come out of the Eight of Swords and don't process everything. You come out slow of the Eight of Swords. In the Eight of Swords, we keep ourselves trapped there. You can't tell anyone anything who's in Eight Swords because all they can hear is themselves, right? You come out slowly. You process everything. You take a look at it. Nice and easy. You count backwards. 8 swords. 7 swords. You look at all your bullshit. 6 swords. You sort that bullshit out, right? Etc. And then there's a moment of false victory, the 5 swords. Of course there is. Then you take a breath, the 4 swords, etc., etc. Process the pain, right? And then you're at a crossroads. But this person didn't do that. They skipped the whole process, the whole countdown. Let's talk about the Knight of Wands. Let's do it. Knight of Wands. Wow. I can see why that soulmate journey reading, I really, really, really made a point to explain the energy. It's a little longer than they usually are, I think, probably, or it felt it to me. And I can see why I'm here, pulling on that 8 swords, which came up, which is what I thought. I thought that might happen. But here we go. Knight of Wands, why is it here? Let's just go. Let's just do it. All right, I've taught you enough about diving. Yeah, but 6 of Wands, again, is the same. It might as well say the same thing. 6 of Wands. Somebody here, again, there's an energy of victory. There's an energy of, it's a victory after a long battle energy, in a way. It's like something that's been dead just showed up back in town. And it's somebody here, while they're on their way, they've got some kind of pie in the sky notion of how this is going to go. What's on top? The High Priestess. Yeah, they glazed all the stuff they pushed back. They glazed over too quickly. This Knight of Wands is a fast energy. It's very in and out. It glazes over, backing up everything I've already told you. This is that High Priestess energy from the pre-shuffle. Why is this? It's part of the pressure, right? It's what they kept pushed down. Why is the High Priestess here? Look at that. Come on. Why am I your second favorite? Do you believe that the 8 of Swords just came out? 8 Swords. The very reason we're here from the Soulmate Journey reading, the card that showed up before our eyes in the pre-shuffle at the top, is here in the 3D energy. Again, somebody kept a lot of stuff pushed down and it's all coming up too quick. They're coming out of the 8 of Swords too quick. The universe literally gave me the bends. This guy shows up back in town too quick. And now he's all bent over the horse. Nitrogen bubbling up in the blood. Yep. My energy read is just getting backed up by these cards. These cards are just pretty pictures for you. That's it. I don't need them. I am a little concerned about this card. I'm not concerned in a bad way. I don't like it when I can't fully translate the energy. There's a swirl here. There's both you and them swirling in this final outcome. But we got to get to it. Energy requires temperance. Energy reading requires temperance. You got to peel back the layers, just like a detective would. Sherlock Holmes, right? Yeah. It requires a great amount of deductive reasoning. So does music. If you're a musician, a lot of deduction is required in music. So I'm both, energy reader and a musician. So you're all set. The world, I take my time. I don't have a fast forward button. I'm the guy making the video. But if you have one, you shouldn't use it. That's not temperance. You should want to know all this, even if it's a repeat message. Maybe it gives you some food for thought. Teaches you something about, maybe you learn not to come out of 8 Swords too quickly sometime in the future. You'll remember what I said. Oh, you'll process stuff a little slower. You'll learn that lesson of temperance, which I wrote a whole blog article on. Very important, for more reasons than I could fit in a blog article, believe me, or that I'll ever tell you here on these videos. It's just endless. There's 1,000 pages of reasons why temperance is important energy. The world, why is it here? World in the soul, 4 of Wands, all of a fucking sudden, everything is different. A cycle has ended. Because that death card was a dead stop from the pre-shuffle. A cycle has ended. If your person's married, it's fucking over. And that could be what's causing all of this. Come out of the 8 of Swords quick and do something before it's too late. That victory after a long battle, someone returning after a long battle, that's possible. With the 4 of Wands crossing here. Something is over. And that can happen a lot too. Sometimes you'll hear from people you haven't heard from in a while that you had a problem with when someone dies around them or something. They lose a parent or something like that, and they're in a state. You'll hear from them. It's the same frequency of energy. The same frequency of energy can play out many different ways. As a core energy here, as far as your person's soul, the 4 of Wands crossing this, again, it's more of that, look, it's the 4 of Wands. Somebody wants what you've got. Somebody has a bit of a pie in the sky notion of it because they came out of the 8 of Swords too quickly. They didn't process everything that came up from the High Priestess that they've been holding back. They did it. They glazed over it. This is the Knight of Wands is my glazed over person, right? This is someone who would speed read a book. Yeah, you could probably write a book report on it, but you didn't get the subtle details of it. The Knight of Wands is also somebody who would fast forward through one of my readings. Because why? Because, yeah, you might get the gist of it, but you missed a lot of the subtleties of it. What's more important than anything I throw on the table is what I'm saying while I'm shuffling. Because that's when I'm riffing on the energy. I'm giving you something, all right? It's something, anything is important. High vibe people know that every lesson matters, no matter how small it is. I learned a lesson from a plumber that was here at the house last time. I had no idea. It's a wonderful. We have a lot of trouble with the drains, right? He just happened to mention it in passing, just a light little thing. He said, about once a month, pour some boiling water down your drain, but not the side with the disposal. Pour it down the other side, he said. That's extremely important. That's an extremely important tip, he said, if you have two sinks, one with a disposal and one not. I didn't know that. Well, we may never need to see him again. Now, once a month, I do that. But I paid attention, right? He kind of said it quietly. He didn't even think I was listening, really. Kind of said it to himself, mumbling. That said, 4 wands here. Somebody here wants this. Something they didn't want before. But again, okay. What's on top? The world. On top of the world. This reading couldn't have gotten more powerful if I set the fucking fire to the table. Okay? That's wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say. It's like their soul has, I'll give it to you this way. Their soul has become a floodlight. When you turn on a floodlight, you can't see anything but the fucking light, right? It's like that. It's like all of a sudden, all the stuff that they pushed down came up. So they got the bends, but they're moving forward, the Fool, moving forward from a point of the soul. It's all soul energy. It's like a floodlight. Poof! Come on. It's driving everything. It's everything. It's extreme. These are the world's the most powerful card I could pull from the deck, and I got it on top of itself. World on top of world. Crossed by 4 wands. And it's all a whole bunch of Pollyanna. It is. It can be. If we're too much, that's why I don't teach you to be all soul. I teach you, as does anybody who knows about energy, balance between ego and soul. People who are too much ego and not enough soul are assholes, right? Narcissists, shit, like self-focused. People who are too much soul, or all soul in this case, floodlight, and not enough ego, are way too emotional, way too sensitive, way too. These are people who are prone. Not in your person's case, but this is like the poet that's prone to suicide, and the suicidal poet. It's all soul. You can't survive in the world like that, right? You can't. You got to have balance. That ego helps keep you grounded. But if it's too much, you get a little over self-focused. So balance is important. There's no balance here. It's just poof, soul. And it's the bends. It's coming out of the 8 of Swords too fast. Why is the world here? 8 cups. Yeah. Somebody wants what you want. Walking toward 9 cups. Walking toward a 9. Somebody here is leaving. And again, I said, if your person's married, they're done. I already said that, didn't I? Yeah. 8 cups, walking away from 8 broken cups toward their happiness. But this girl's walking toward 9 cups. The next card out is 9 pentacles. It reads the same way. It's about a liberation, about a freedom here. But I think somebody's, because of the bends, because of how it's all soul, it's a bit of, again, don't make me tell the story of those 2 kids and how they don't actually get along. And that's why we got disappointment here. Somebody's going to make the leap of faith, but it's not going to be what they think it is, right? I mean, it's not. It's like when we took my niece and nephew to Disneyland for the first time. They had never been there, but of course they know the Hollywood hype, right? The Hollywood hype throws it all up on TV. It's this and that. It's magical. The commercials look all magical. You think it's going to be, those kids thought it was going to be the greatest thing ever. Those kids thought it was good. There was going to be a literal rainbow that greeted them, and it wasn't. The reality of it afterward, I don't remember which one, but I remember one of them saying, it was all right. Yeah, it's all right. But, it's like a little bit of a letdown, but still, still pretty cool. Good to have done it, kind of a thing like that. They're smart kids. It's tough. It's tough. A cartoon mouse, not enough for them. So at the end of the day, that's a bit of that. I'm trying to explain the energy as best I can. There is that element of disappointment there. Let's talk about 9 Pentacles. I'm glad I blew off my day off to do this. I'm really glad. I was going to rest, but this is important. This is a good lesson for you for the future as well. You learn a little something, right? But too much soul, right? Easy. You know, people. Not that your person's only like this temporarily. It's not who they are. It just happens because of the energy. And I think it has a lot to do with Pluto that's about to go retrograde. Although this is the in-between kind of energy. But when there's too much soul like this, it just lights up like that. Sometimes those people, you see those people a lot, they're a little weird. You know, they might not be the suicidal poet, but they're a little, they're a little freaky deaky. You know, it's a bit much kind of a thing. You got to have that balance. You've got to have your one foot in reality. You have to. You actually, ideally in life, have to be the King of Cups. Not the stingy context one, the one who's afraid to be vulnerable, but the one who's controlled with how they give love, between cups and land, kind of a thing. It's ideal. All right, 9 of Pentacles. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And then we'll get to this double energy here. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. The extended's going to be fucking off the chain for this. Wow. Because there's less people there. It's wicked. I don't even know what's going to happen in there. I might explode. Don't worry, somebody will still... If I explode on video sometime, the video will go online. There's still somebody to put it online. All right? So don't worry about it. My nephew's the little technician. That son of a bitch will put the video up. My Uncle Steve died on video. I'm putting that up. That's gonna get views. He loved to watch them views. Oh, look. Jesus Christ. All right. 10 of Pentacles. What's crossing this? Justice. Yeah, it's balance. Somebody wants what you've got. Somebody wants justice in their life. Their life has been, when we know, look, they're the King of Wands, right? We know, afraid to be vulnerable. Their life is turning. Everything's changing here. All of a sudden, somebody sees your value, but they want it. They want some justice. I want to go and get this. I want this, right? I don't have happiness. My happiness has been fake, and they've been pushing it all back. The energy around them, the environmental energy, has been that King of Swords from the pre-shuffle, has been trying to show them the truth a long time, but they put a wall up to it. A lot of them are resistant to it. Even when they believe it, they shut it down real quick, right? It's similar to a conspiracy theory energy, right? I mean, you could tell a conspiracy theorist, people are exploding all over the place. Right? And they're like, yeah, I've seen it on the news, but it's not real. It could happen right in front of them. And they'd still find a way to shoot it down if they're under that energy. They'd still, that's just, that person was probably, I mean, it's insane how they're confronted with the truth and they keep pushing it back. You can only do that for so long before you become a walking volcano. All right? Something's happening here. It's because of the cycles of energy that we're in. And the soul is just lighting up. It's overshadowing everything. Okay? But there is a bit of, as I've said, the bends here. A little bit, which translates here in a Pollyanna kind of, la la la, everything's going to be great. I'll get my justice. I'll have what they have. We can be free and live happily ever after. But there's an issue that's not coming out here. There's an issue that needs to be dealt with and talked about. And I think that's kind of what the energy that's here, but we'll talk about it. What's on top? 7 Wands. Yeah. Again, it's red with the yeah. There's what did I just get done saying? There's an issue that needs to be dealt with here. It's not as simple as I go in and I get my justice. Right? I get what they got. I get what the DF has. I get their freedom. I get to be like that, and we get to have love and have all this. No, there's a barrier here. This is you. This is the DF going, hold on a minute, motherfucker. Hold on. You ran from me. You hurt me. You did this. I mean, at the very least, there's that. Right? Hold on. This is hold on, motherfucker, upright. Okay? And it's right there. And that might be the snap back to reality, this Page of Swords, that this person gets. right? That shouldn't surprise anybody that came out. In fact, I expected something like that there. Almost a devil I almost expected there. Why is the Seven of Wands here? The Wheel of Fortune, which was crossing here. It's here. It's fucking everywhere. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's just, again, everything is changing and turning. It's all happening very fast. It's up to you to slow this down when this person shows up. You've got to knock them back to this. Because there's stuff that we have to deal with here. This Wheel of Fortune is red with this Fool. The Wheel of Fortune's crossing the Fool, which has a Fool on top of it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just unreal. So yeah, if you're waiting to hear from somebody, this is the energy for sure. But it's not necessarily ideal, because somebody is operating from a point of all soul, and they've got sort of a delusional, would be the word, kind of view of what they're coming to get. They definitely want what you got. They see justice in it. They think you can balance their energy. It could be an energy of somebody coming towards you that thinks that you can help them or give them some perspective. That's possible too within this energy. Okay? But it's up to you to slow their roll. All right? Now, I got two energies attached to this. It's you and them. There might be a third energy here if your person's married too, because we had the Four of Wands over here. And it's a bit of a swirl. I'm just going to tell you that. Picture a candy cane. Not the bent part, just like a straight part, like a candy cane stick. That's the energy that's here. You're the red one, they're the white one. All right, the white part. White and red. You can make it blue and green and red if you want for Christmas. I don't really care. Either way, I'm just giving you a visual so that you understand. All right? And as I say that, I Freudian slip. You can make it blue and red. He's wearing blue and red. There you go. There's your visual. Y'all the bottom half, they're the top half. I don't know. All right, let's go. I'm going to wipe my nose because it's running like a DM in this weather. Hangman, final outcome. Why am I looking at a candy cane? I call it a candy cane energy when it happens, by the way. That's why I gave you that. That's why I gave you that visual. I do, because it reminds me of that. Or a barber pole. I guess you could look at it that way too, right? Because it's kind of spinning. So it's probably more accurate if I looked at it as a barber pole, but I don't. I don't like getting my hair cut, so I don't think barbers and hairstylists to me are like dentists to most people. I'd rather go to the dentist. I like growing my hair out. Right now it's short. I cut it short for the summer, and then I let it grow. And by winter I look like, I don't know, somebody in a band, I guess, or something. Why is the Hangman here? Right now you put a business suit on me and I could pass for a banker. Hangman. Why is it here? Tell me about the barber pole. Yeah, it's all soul. It's all soul. It's the Hermit. It's my soul card. It's all soul. It's exactly what I said. All soul. And what happens is it cancels this out too quickly, and it opens the High Priestess up. She starts talking and talking and talking. It's too much. With this gone, it's too much. Right? It's too much. And I described to you already what happens when there's too much soul. And we're out of balance. No ego at all soul. It's you either are like a weird type person, freaky deaky, crazy, all way too fucking spiritual, motherfucker, get away from me with your damn amulet. You start walking around in amulets and sandals and big capes and stuff like, yeah, totally. Okay. All right. You need to bring up the ego energy just a pinch there. Or you're some sort of suicidal poet, sort of a thing like that, where there's just no way you could survive, At the end of the day here, your person's not a suicide poet or an amulet wearing, cape wearing person. Your person is, quite frankly, a little loose-lipped about their feelings. A lot loose-lipped about their feelings, but delusional about what that's going to accomplish. All right? It's your job to slow their roll. What's on top? 7 cups. Yeah. A little bit confused. They're a little bit confused. All right? And again, how could I read this energy? I could read this energy. This is red with the High Priestess. When it all comes out, when you take this 8 of Swords away, you have to do this slowly. Especially, the universe is giving it to us here. 8 swords with a High Priestess. That's our pre-shuffle. 8 swords with a High Priestess. It's the same fucking thing. You can't, this has to be done very methodically, Very slowly. They held it back so long, and the energy right now is like a rubber band about to snap. And when it snaps, the soul just goes, lights up like a damn, just floodlight. And it's all they can see. And when you take this away too quickly, it creates a confused energy. So you've got someone coming at you with a false perspective. Okay? A false perspective. It's up to you to put the pants on them. The red. Get it? The red, right? You've got a hangman with no pants on coming towards you, and you're the pants. Time to put some pants on them. Why is the 7 cups here? 10 pentacles. Yeah. Again, that's everything. That's better than the 10 of cups. That doesn't surprise me. I half expected a 10 of cups, I'll be honest. This is everything, though. This is bigger than the 10 of cups. Somebody's confused. It's like if I were to take a look at this energy, again, I'll leave the delusion up. Okay? If I were to take a look at this energy and sort of just riff on it a little bit, and this isn't necessarily exactly what's happening with your person, but it's like they show up expecting that, here we go, we're all set, right? Everything's great, I'm here, I get my justice, yeah, I was wrong, we should be together, it's fine, here we go. Bam, 10 pentacles. And you're like, hold on a second, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck off my couch, We got to talk about something. Why are you moving your stuff in here? What the fuck's going on? It is a bit of that. Because the 8 of Swords got removed too quickly. They got the energetic bends. All right? You need to get them in a decompression chamber quickly. And then what that chamber does is it takes them back to the pressure they were in underwater and slowly reduces it. Right? We bring back the 8 of Swords. So in a way, this conversation that you might have with this person, right, brings them back to their senses. It brings the 8 of Swords back. And then, which is a bit of a disappointment to them, knock them back to a page a little bit. And then we can have a conversation about 10 pentacles. But this person here is fucking confused. They think this is already set. It could also be read, if I'm to riff on this energy, somebody just completely delusional showing up. There's a lot of delusion here who thinks they're already with you. It's like they losing their mind. They got dementia or something. A lot of times I pull on people with dementia. I get similar kind of things like this. They're confused about where they're from, their life, who's in it, all that kind of stuff. So again, even in the final outcome, it shows up. But you play a role here. You're the pants on the hangman. Somebody got a false perspective here, or a confused one, because the 8 of Swords was removed real quick and the soul lit up like a fucking floodlight. So my energy read was spot on right from the start. I would expect communication from this. Honest to God, yeah. We didn't look, but underneath this 10 of cups here, you got a Wheel of Fortune crossed by our 10 of cups. Underneath that is 3 cups. Somebody coming to tell you how they feel. It's a lot. From a delusional perspective, though. It's a lot, though, from this person. Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. We'll go pull some wicked voodoo. All right, we'll find out more. We'll find out what's going on their side, because I had a 4 of Wands here, and I just showed you a 3 of Cups. There is a third energy here, and it's what this really is. But under this energy, when the soul lights up, you're the one that's going to pop in. The soulmate connection is going to be the dominant energy. So they may be confused about their own life. Either way, you got a confused person showing up who's just in some kind of state of, I don't know, too much soul, I guess. The 8 of Swords went away. It goes away very quickly, and it causes a fast change in things. Maybe too fast, okay? It's one of those fast energies, maybe too fast type energies. Let's see where we go here. What else you want to tell my viewer before I go pull some wicked voodoo? Because we need to know more about this. I need to pull on this person. I need to pull on what's on their side. I need to pull on you in this energy. Because you're the pants. And I need that contrast. I'll pull a pyramid. I don't know that I'll necessarily pull a timeline. I probably will. But I think by the time I get done pulling little readings, I won't need to. But I might. We'll see. It's an unplanned, super random reading. So I was a little disappointed we didn't get the devil. Okay? Oh, we did. In the final message from the universe, there's the devil. There's the hermit. There's the emperor. Oh, I love this reading. I am so glad I did this reading. Sometimes I do a super random and I'm like, oh God, I should have just taken the day off. It's not that it's a bad reading, it just drains me. This reading is not draining me. This reading is energizing. The Hermit is crossed by 4 cups. Somebody here is absolutely awake. They think here's the soul. Again, all soul. Hermit was crossing this final outcome. The soul lit up like that, right? Somebody here, the soul lights up. They feel this massive level of disappointment for a lot of restrictions that are on their life. Things they have to, that they can't take or they can't do. Again, they want justice crossing the 9 of Pentacles. They want what you have. They see you as being very free. You get to do what you want. You can, this and that. They've admired that for some time, by the way. Anyway, soul lights up. They see everything that's restricted. They take control, but there's a devil energy in play. And that devil, it's very strange to say this with the soul this lit, but there's a devil energy in play. And that devil energy is what's causing that delusional kind of energy. It's very mild, but it's causing the confusion. It's a trick. It's what's taking away the 8 of Swords really fast. It's not an angel energy that's doing that. It's a devil energy. It's got nothing to do with the soul lighting up. That's a byproduct of what's happening, which is causing them to come in. It's like a trick, right? It's like the devil knew that would happen, sort of a thing. So again, it's a bit of sabotage-y energy, but at the same time, it benefits you in some way. It's your person's own psyche kind of working against them in a way. All right, they do take control, but there's an element of deception to it all. And again, that's the delusional energy I talked about with the 10 of Cups quite a bit. So yeah, if you're waiting to hear from somebody, sure, it's possible. But again, these eight swords need to be removed and taken out very quickly, right? Any doctor will tell you that. Someone with a stab wound, think twice before you remove the knife. That might cause more problems than leaving it in, right? You follow me? Well, your person's got 8 stab wounds, 8 knives sticking in them, and this energy came along and just took them all out. I'll take them out for you. That kind of thing. It all came up too fast. So we've got communication here, but we've got very confused communication. You might need to put the brakes on it a little bit. Knock them back to the page. If somebody wants this, this is Minor Arcana Empress energy. There's some explaining that has to be done. All right, there is that self-serving nature in play here. Okay, there is still some selfishness. There is no dark night of the soul that's happened. This is a byproduct of the energies that are around us, which is why in the extended it's very important I pull on you. Okay, because you are the pants of this. All right, we have that old saying: the emperor isn't the emperor's new clothes. The emperor isn't wearing any pants, kind of a thing. It means they're kind of out of their mind. They're batshit crazy a little bit. Well, you're the pants in this situation that the emperor needs to put on here, because there's nothing on under that robe. All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Blew my fucking mind. We're going to pull on the devil energy. We're going to pull on you. We're going to pull a pyramid, probably a timeline. And we're going to pull on what's going on their side here, because there's a third energy here that's being completely ignored. It's being drowned out by that soul energy. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, the link is in the description. I definitely want it. I'm not even going to take a break. I'm going straight in. I appreciate it. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. Good luck.